One of the things that I like is the cold packs on the lumbar. So like cold packs on the lumbar, that's what I tell doctors. You ask your doctor what's right for you. But I tell doctors to tell their patients to do the cold packs on the lumbar for 20 minutes. You know, it's 20 minutes or so, or half an hour on the lumbar, a cold pack, and you get the cold in there. The cold pack is not antiviral. The cold pack is forcing the inflammation to come down a little bit, even though you may still have the viral inflammation there. And then you can do some warm or some heat to it at times, or do some heat to it in the morning. And I tell doctors to tell their patients, you can do some heat in the morning to your lumbar, then you do the cold later on during the day. You ask your doctor what's right for you. These things help to control the inflammation while you're taking action in knocking the virus down by actually doing things like protocols, like medical beam protocols, which you can ask your doctor about. Let's go into nerve pain, neurological symptoms, and so forth. A lot of people have chest pain. A lot of people have abdomen pain. People don't know why. Maybe they do know why. But either way, any kind of nerve-related pain throughout the body, a little bit of cold on it can do wonders. Calms things down. Now, you might be really sensitive, and you're sensitive with your nerves. You've got a lot of neurological symptoms, and putting cold is too much. That's why you can do this. Just see as a towel. I'm going to open the towel up. I'm going to do a magic trick for you right now. I have a cold pack right here in this towel. Now what I recommend is not going from cold pack out of the freezer to skin. Not a good idea. Way too cold. Gonna hit the skin really cold. You might feel even like a little freezer burn touch. Not good. Now you can do a thinner towel. You can do a thicker towel. Maybe you're somebody that does the thinner one. But I like one that's got a little meat to it. It's a little thick. You can even go thicker than this. And then if you got the vagus nerve issues, the phrenic nerve issues, if you got all the different nerve pain throughout your body, your neck, your trigeminal nerve, that's another thing right here. A lot of people have that jaw pain. They have that pain on the side of their face. Their teeth hurt. Well, maybe it's a dentistry issue. Maybe it's actually a problem with the tooth. Maybe it's an abscess. Can put a cold pack on an abscess, not inside your mouth, but you can take the cold pack and you can put it on the side of your jaw. That's a great place for relief for so many people that have trigeminal neuralgia. They have different pain in their neck and face, facial pain. Facial nerves actually calm down when you put a little cold to them. Now here's the thing, you want to be careful. If you're somebody who's chronically sick and you got a lot of different pain throughout the body, I'm talking about just lightly touching and not for a long time. Nice towel on it. And it's just getting some cold in here. You don't have to be on there for more than sometimes 30 seconds. So when you're chronically sick and you do 30 seconds of this, it can actually assist in healing. Same thing with headaches and migraines. Just touching the forehead with a cold pack, with a towel on it. You don't want to sit there with a freezer pack right out of the freezer and you just shove it on your head and you're like, okay, I'm going to leave this on here. Don't do that. But you can just do little bits at a time in areas that are hypersensitive, like the cranial nerve areas. So I want to get my little thing here. So cranial nerves. So many people have cranial nerve issues. All the different nerves coming out of their brainstem are inflamed. So they're having facial problems, they're having teeth problems and jaw problems. And a little bit of coldness to it can be wonderful. Just in those areas. The back of the head, cranial nerves in the back of the head, cranial nerves on the face, with a towel over it. I'm just showing you gentle, quick ways you can do this. The hot and cold packs assist healing while you work on the medical medium tools and you work on the medical medium information. So you know what's wrong, you know how to heal, and you have all those other tools. But this is a great way. It's like a gateway to healing for so many people. So cranial nerves get inflamed and it gives everybody with cranial nerve inflammation issues lots of different symptoms. Tics and spasms, aches and pains, all kinds of different problems. Why are the nerves inflamed? Viruses, toxic heavy metals, it's medical medium inflammation. Talked about that for years and years. So all the different viruses and bugs, along with toxic heavy metals, inflame the brainstem. People get all the different problems everywhere. They get the vagus nerve problems going through their body. They have all this different, like they feel like they're vibrating. They feel like their frequency is off. They feel tired when they're not supposed to be tired. That's the neurological fatigue. And they have all the tics and spasms and twitches. And then with that, they might even get some OCD and some other things involved, which are all neurological. They might get some blurry vision for no reason whatsoever, which is the optic neuritis or optic nerve inflammation. And all of this combined I talk about it in all the books, so people have answers. I'm just bringing in, though, something that's really powerful, which is hot, cold packs, different tips about it. Going into that, because so many people are going to say, whoa, if localizing cold packs are really good for me and they're good for my aches and pains, let me go do what people are doing out there and let me go hop into a tub with ice and water in there. But no, that actually lowers the immune system with someone with chronic illness. So anyone who's struggling with any kind of condition, the deep ice bath time, you know, that 5 minutes in the ice bath, that 3 minutes, that's 10 minutes, that 15 minutes people do in the ice bath is actually the worst thing they can do with chronic illness, because it hinders the immune system. Because when all that adrenaline is released for that fight or flight moment, when all that adrenaline and epinephrine is just coursing through the veins, that wears down your white blood counts, your killer cells. It wears down your lymphocytes. It breaks down your immune system, and that's what occurs when you do those ice baths.